last week, it was my wife's birthday, right? So y'all tell my wife happy birthday as well. And we went to New York, right? We went to New York, and in New York we go see a stage play called Joe Turner. Y'all heard of Joe Turner stage play with Taraji P. Henson and Cedric Entertainment. So in that stage play, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like that was my second time in New York, or really my first time in New York, right? So I go to New York for one day. I haven't spent much time, but I actually like New York. It's pretty cool. Who in here in New York? Close to New York? Yeah! Okay. Okay. Good stuff. So in that stage play, everyone, it was a character in there, and he was telling a story about how his dad had a song, and then he had a song in his life, and that thing stuck with me for a while. And then I started to say, I got my own song, and everyone in here has their own song as well, right? And we may have different songs in different parts of your life, right? So for me, one of my songs was my mom sitting in the building. Come on here, man. Come up here, stay right here, Mom. A song when I was younger. I grew up in the foundation, the greater foundation. Episcopal churches, small churches, right? And my mom, she used to sing on back then they had gospel choirs. You remember the gospel choir? They used to come in with the robes on. Everybody marching with the robes on. The blue and white ones, the yellow and green. Everybody. Kirk Franklin in the choir, right? And my mama, a song that was a strong part of my life, and this is where my foundation came from, and I would sit back and think, I'm like, man, this song that my mama used to sing was a strong foundation in my life. So Mama, I want you to sing that song at Foundation Amazon Church where you sing All My Help.
Comes from the Lord. All of my help, come on somebody. It comes from the Lord. Yes, sir. And whenever I need Him, come on somebody. He's right by my side. I need my choir. Come on somebody. All of my help, it comes from the Lord. Ooh.
So that was when I was younger. That was my song, Mom. I appreciate that. She didn't know I was gonna do that either. So vocal cords were warmed up, and she still blew it out the frame. So growing up, the song said, all of my help comes from the Lord. So I've always grew up with that foundation that all of my help has come from the Lord. So you all probably hear me say plenty of times, all praise to the Most High. I don't boast in anything I've done. I boast in the Most High because I'm thankful just to be here, because my song when I was younger was all of my help comes from the Lord. Now, back in the day, she'd do this move right here. She was singing. She'd do that move and she was singing back in the day, right? So, I was saying, let me see if she's gonna do the move. She ain't do the move. But that was something that was, when you think about life and you look back at life, you start to realize what happened during those stages and how God was guiding you through each portion of life. So that song, and I just remember that song, and this is the portion of all of my help comes from the Lord, and that's been with me to this moment right here, and it's gonna be with me forever. And then as you start to grow, right, the song starts to change, and you start to gain more songs and different songs that can really change your life, that can really put you in a moment in your life. And you never know why you need those songs at certain times. You ever listen to a song, you're like, I needed to hear that today, right? So this song right here was a very important song in my life. It was a moment when my cousin had literally just went to jail. Like that's my brother, went to jail. when I was probably like 19, 20 years old. And I was in my bedroom and I started singing this song, tears flowing from my eyes. And I'm singing this song and I'm saying, this is spoken North and I need you now. And I was singing to the top of my lungs. And this was a song for that moment that I needed to be able to get through what I needed to get through, right? So that was Smokey Norfolk, I Need You Now. And that was a major moment in my life because that's my brother. And now I have to realize that he's behind walls and he's behind cells and somebody telling him when and go, come and fro and all those things. And I really need to get through that moment, so I would literally be in my room just singing that song. So in the stage play, it was different songs for every moment, right? So another moment of mine that was shaping everything, and this is the when I look back at it, the Most High was putting things in place for a particular moment, and we're gonna get to that moment in a second. Okay? So as I kept growing as a young man, and then I realized that I was throwing parties. We used to bring artists like Yo Gotti, Gucci Mane, all these people and all those things, right? So it was one moment we was at, I had brought Yo Gotti to this club in Rock Hill, right? And back then everybody had a 745 BMW I sitting on 22s, clean as a whiz. I used to say I'm 22, sitting on 22. That's what I used to say, right? And it was the dumbest thing I ever did a day in my life, like getting in that car. Because it was in the shop more than it was on the road. But I ain't had the money when it was in the shop. That's why I was in the shop so long. But so I got that car. And during that time frame, the Most High just kept pulling on me. And he was pulling, and he was pulling, and he was pulling. I'm like, no, I just got the wheels. So I got these wheels, we good, we about to, X, Y, Z. And then we in the back, one day I bought Yo Gotti down, and we in the back of the club, it's called Club Cascades in Rock Hill, and we in the back. And Yo Gotti's on the stage performing. And I just kept hearing like a voice that said, Chris, if you trust me, I'll take you places you've never been before. And so I stopped throwing parties. That was an event. I used to love throwing parties, so I stopped throwing parties. And because I realized that the Most High was trying to take me somewhere else, and I couldn't be in that environment to be able to go and be able to hear what he was trying to tell me to do. So I stopped throwing parties, and I started to, get more and deeper into my word. I used to go to, Snoop in the back, Lawrence Brown. I used to be praying at night. They'd come in the room and see me still praying and sleep on the floor. Sleeping, praying, I fell asleep while I was praying. They used to take pictures of me and laugh at it. But the main thing is this. So I started to, I heard this song one time, and this song called More Than Anything. And this song was major to me. And in my journey, this song would just play, and I would literally be in my house just crying. I'm like, I love you, Jesus. Right? Like, that I love you more than anything. I love you enough to give up the thing that I feel like was giving me finance. I'm gonna give this up. I don't know where the extra finance is gonna come from, but I'm going to give this up because I love you. So in that moment of my life, this song was so powerful for me, and it just kept getting me closer and closer to my destination that I was going with the Most High. And that song right there that was my song. The first time I heard it, I was like, who is this song? I never heard this song before. And then Pastor C.T. Kirk, I texted him, and then he sent me the song, and I just would listen to that song. I would go to YouTube, listen to different versions of it, different mass choirs singing, and it was just a strong, powerful song that got me through a particular stage in life, right? So as you continue to grow and you continue to move forward, different things start to happen, right? So you're moving forward, you're seeing what's here, what's there, and I realized a lot of things as far as there's more out there. Okay, there's more out there. And once again, I want to do something before I move forward. Can I take a picture of you all? Yeah. Take a picture of you all before we move forward. Oh, that was very random, right? I want to get a picture of you all, right? Very random. It's all good. Okay, y'all ready? Yeah. Say cheese. Well, I'm gonna do a video. Still say cheese again. All right, that's pretty cool. Okay. All right. So now, everybody, as I kept moving and rolling in life, it came a moment, right? I call this my Boys in the Hood moment. That was my favorite movie growing up. Man, I walked into the house one day. My wife, we was in that 2-bedroom townhome. My mom was talking about crying tears, and I went in the house. Like Cuban Gooding Jr. in the movie Boys in the Hood. When he came in the house, I went. I said, I can't take it no more. Right, so like I couldn't take my job. Like I was tired of it. I was burnt out. Right, so I quit my job April 2015. I quit my job. Next thing you know, before then I had quit throwing parties. Right, so I went to that's not happening on the screen. That ain't gonna happen. Well, y'all can't see what I see right there. But anyway, I had just quit my job. I stopped throwing parties. So now I'm in this wilderness stage, and I do not know, I do not understand. So that next song that really clinged on to me, right? For me to really understand what was happening, the next song that clinged on to me was Smokey Norfolk, I Understand. This song got me.
Please, Lord, give me strength, I'm just trying to make it through. That's when you told me, one more step, yeah. One more step, my child. I'm preparing you for myself. And when you came in, please just trust my plan. I am the Lord, I see you, and yes, I understand.
So that song got me through because I listened to the words. He said, I'm preparing you. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. I done quit my job. I done stopped throwing parties. I'm about to get married to my beautiful wife. I quit my job and during the midst of a wedding planning, right? So that song really held on to me. They had a hold on me because it was saying, I'm preparing you, right? And I'm like, okay, I understand. I'm gonna have to trust you. Even though it's the hardest thing to do is trust something when you don't understand the future. The hardest thing to do is to get in a trade when you don't know what's gonna happen in that trade. Right? We think it may be going up, but it might be going down. So in life, it's the exact same way. We do not understand what's gonna happen in life, so we live in every single moment, and we are living every single moment on something that we call faith. And so those songs, that song right there got me through. And then next thing you know, things start to switch. Things start to happen. I got a job making $40 an hour after I had been on the same job for 9 years and only got a $6 raise in 9 years. I got a job making $40 an hour. And then things started to happen, and the up and up started to happen, and all the good up and up started to happen, and everything is starting to be good, and I open up a trucking company, and next thing you know, it's like boom, an attack happens. And then that's when this song right here held on to me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. This was a strong song.
The Lord will lift up a standard against me.
This song was major for me because
ain't one word said no. If I could get somebody to stand with me tonight and declare that no weapon.
this song was so major. I'm like, everything that I'm going through, I know a breakthrough is around the corner. I know something is coming. I can feel something coming, but it's like everything was starting to attack me at the same time. And this song right here truly held me and kept me close and kept me grounded. Tears, like tears flowing down my face in moments where I just didn't understand. I was like, no weapon formed against me. And as God said, He's told me that something's gonna happen. He told me when I was in the back of that club, when Yo Gotti was on stage, if you trust me, I'll take you places you've never been. But He did not tell me that the road was going to be easy. So in these moments right here, these are moments we can hold on to and it'll take you where you want to be. And then after this happened, everybody, things started to shift. And I started to realize, I started to see things and I started to getting understanding of the stock market. I started to understand different things. I started to teach people how to trade and all those things and start building a community. And prior to that, I started to understand something that I am Joshua. I am the Joshua to my family, and this is where it came from. And I started understanding that in the Bible, when we think about Joshua, Joshua had to go through a few tests before he was even able to become the Joshua that we know today. At first, he had to go and scout out a land, and everybody said that no, we can't get this land. And Joshua said, I think Joshua and Caleb says, no, we can take this land. That was one of the first tests. Also in Joshua, when Moses would go and talk to God for all these times, guess who was down there in the middle waiting for Joshua to come down, waiting for Moses to come down? Joshua was standing there. So if Moses up there for 2 weeks, Joshua was standing right here for 2 weeks and waiting for Moses coming down because he understood his assignment. And then God saw something in Joshua. He said, Joshua, Moses is dead. Moses is dead. And now I'm going to charge you. I'm charging you with the mission and the goal to take your family into the promised land. So my first goal was to take my family into the promised land. Then I realized, no, that wasn't the goal. It was to take everyone that God allows to hear my voice, and they come in, and he want me to take them to the promised land. So when I say I care, I care. And then I sat back and realized something, that none of this would have happened. And that song Marvin Sapp Kid never would have made it. And that song really took it to a whole nother level. So it's like,
Never could have made it.
none of this would be possible. When you realize none of this would have been possible.
I would have lost it all.
Without him,
But now
where he brought us from and where he brought me from, and took me through those steps and stages when I was in my car punching my steering wheel, empty food ride, crying tears because I didn't know where to go next. These songs hit you and hold on to you, and they grab you, and they're molding you to become the person that the Most High has intended you to be.
I would have lost it all.
So every last one of us have a song.
See how you were.
We all have a song, and we have to embrace our song. And when we embrace our song, next thing you know, we start to get more revelation. We don't know the full story. We don't know what's going to happen next. What we do understand is this. We understand that I'm better today than I was the previous day. And I always say, I don't ever want to go back to where I was. I want to always stay here. And this song right here, person in here, you're not in here just because. We call this event I Am Joshua because every person in here, you are the Joshua of your family. You may not know it, you may not recognize it, it may not seem like it's true, but you are the Joshua of your family. So I want you to give it up for yourself for being a Joshua of your family. Your job is to take your family, lead your family into the promised land. Your job is to take your family to places they never seen before. And we never would have made it without him. So what I want to do, all praise to the Most High. I give all glory and honor and praise to the Most High. So what I want to do is this, everybody. We have a few people, right, in life where they officially become that Joshua in their family. So what I want to do is I want to introduce, bring two people up right quick. I want to bring two people up. And do we have the things? Yep, do we have the things? So we're here, I Am Joshua, and every person is going to be there to take their family to that next level. And I want to bring up two people. They've been with me from the very beginning. I had did this thing called 5 businesses in 5 days because I had like 5 businesses at one point in time, right? And so I started teaching the people those 5 businesses. I had a boat company at the same, I don't even know what, a trucking company. I even sold vacuum cleaners one time for one day because I read in the newspaper that they give me $100 if I sold vacuum cleaners. So I went and sold vacuum cleaners for one day. I go to my people's house and sit there for an hour, act like I did a presentation. They gave me my $100 and I quit. And then I quit. So what I'm gonna do is this. I want to bring up Ty and Markeisha, because I want to celebrate them too for a moment, because they were with me in 2021, 2019. Me and Markeisha, we worked together a long time at City Financial, where I was at job I was at for 9 years. And me and Ty, we had some other dealings that we won't talk about. Okay, but they've been with me for a long time, and everybody, I want to celebrate the fact that they took their business to $1 million, everybody. So Ty, Markeisha, y'all come on.
Ever since we was on, I'm drinking up. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say
So this is the Joshua event, right? So we got a sword. I want to present them with this sword. Hold it, it's heavy. Hold it. I want to present them with this. It's a real sword. I don't know how you get on the airplane with that thing, but if you go to jail, don't call me. Don't call me. Okay,
Chris,
call Tyrone.
Hey, it's definitely coming back. I don't know how it's coming back.
So it's an award that has their name on it and say basically all praise to the Most High. Congratulations on making $1 million in their business. Because I seen the growth and like everything I do. They're like, Chris, if you doing it, we doing it too. When it came to trade and the trade community. So I just want to say congratulations you all on being successful and taking your business to $1 million.
Nah, thank you, bro, and thank y'all also. But y'all, without God first and without Chris, right, we wouldn't be standing right here. Because the thing about it, before we started our business, we had this conversation with Chris. And Chris, not being the selfish person that he is, you know what he told us? He said, if it was me, I would go all in with the credit repair and the funding. Now he could have said, nah, just stick with day trading. But nah, he saw another vision. That's why I call Chris the visionary. Man, listen, bro, so blessed and honored to be in your presence.
They told us we gotta come up. I'm like, what? I said, we got that out of the way yesterday. What are we doing today? So, but no, we really do appreciate you. Like from high school to Winthrop to City Financial, like we both come along with it, just watching you grow and just encouraging us. And we see that just the growth that you've had has really inspired us in what we do. And so with you and Chrissy seeing y'all work as a team together, it encourages me and Ty more and more and more to work together. And just like I said, we call you at any given time, like, hey Chris, so what do you think about this idea? And like Ty said, with you being so unselfish and just a person that everybody goes to, we really appreciate the late nights, long talks, whatever we need to get our business here, because we would not, I'm telling you now, we would not have made that if it wouldn't have been for Chris and God.
And y'all, the crazy thing about this, right? Chris went on Facebook Live about 2 years ago. He said, y'all, the next millionaires coming out of Rock Hill gonna be Markeisha and Ty.
Yep. Markeisha, I'm like, who told you that, Chris? But no, Chris, we love you. Like, seriously, thank you.
No,
thank you.
Listen, everybody give it up for one more time. Congratulations. y'all stay on stage. Yeah, let's get a picture right quick with the award. Right? Let's get a picture right quick with Ty and Keisha.
Yeah, get money.
All right, so I just want to give it up for them one more time. So, next, what I want to do, everybody, like, you all, we have a great communion. I love waking up in the morning and coming and chilling with you all. We trade and having class in the evening. I love doing it, right? But then you have special people that just start to shine in any dull moment. They are light, right? So next, what I want to do, everybody, is we're going to give an award out that's called the Trader of the Year. Okay, Trader of the Year. And what I want to do is, I want to bring that person up to one of these people up to the stage and smoke, and we're getting out of this go around, right? So this one guy, he just started talking a whole bunch he just started talking a whole bunch in the actual trading class. I'm like, who is this talking? Like, what is this guy? What is he talking about? And then I started realizing he started doing tax write-off stuff, because he started having all these events in Atlanta, and he started writing things off on his taxes. I'm like, yeah, he trying to get ahead. Then he started saying, man, just push the button, man, just push the button, right? So this year, one of the recipients for Trader of the Year goes to Mr. Chad. Chad, come on up, Mr. Push the Button. Chad. This is the I Am Joshua Award. So Chad is taking his family to the promised land as well. So, man, you taking forever to get up here, man. Come on, man. Don't call me if you get stopped by the TSA. So like everybody, Chad, he has really, like, he came in and he hit the ground running. Like, for me, it surprised me when he started talking everything. And he said, "Yup, sweep about to happen." I've been with the trade a couple weeks ago. Chad said, "Sweep, it just was a sweep." I say, "Nah, it's still going down." Chad says, "It's a sweep right there." I say, "No, it's going down." That thing went up for the next 2 to 3 days. And I was in a put position. So anything you want to say, bro?
Chris, when I originally went through this whole process and started to get into the whole trade market, I met with 3 different companies on the free webinar, and one of them was one of your partners, the tax strategist guy. And what I realized going through the process, I'm always attracted to folks that are infectious in a good way. And I feel like how you presented yourself through that process in that free webinar, I chose you. People are drawn to people who can make them better. I try every year to do something different in my life to make it better. And I felt like this was the game for me. So I jumped in head first. You know, we're all millionaires, we're all billionaires in here. We should start believing that. There is nothing wrong with investing in yourself, right? So when that time comes and someone's offering you help, I don't care if it's 5,000, 6,000, 20,000, 30,000, this is for you and your family. So just do it, right? It'll come back to you tenfold. Believe me when I say that. I've been through that all of my life, the ups and the downs, and I always came back 3-4 times stronger, right? So just believe in yourself, stay focused, stay the course, and believe in this man right here and all of his coaches. Family too. I mean, I lost my mother maybe 3 years ago, and it's just a beautiful thing to sit here and see how your mama appreciates you, right? Everybody don't get that. So, again, congratulations to everything that you've done, everything you went through, the story you told about your life and how you got into this game. It was your time. right? It was your time. It wasn't nobody else's time at that moment, but it was yours, Chris, and you deserve every bit of it and everything that's to come. And I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, absolutely. Oh, they want more pictures. They want more pictures. Say they gotta get multiple pictures with him.
That's Mr. Push the Button.
Okay, so next, man, this lady that I'm about to bring up next, man, when I tell you, she's an amazing woman, and she's so peaceful and so calm. And it was a moment where she was trading, and I think she got into Nvidia or something. She lost a substantial amount of money. And so she called me on the phone one day, and I just had a simple conversation with her, and we kind of put together a small plan to get her money back in, overtime. Like I was talking about like 6-7 months. Let's say, 3-4 weeks later, she said, I got it back. And she hasn't looked back since then. And I say, listen, you have to come. I think she's going somewhere, like, is it Africa? I think she's going to Africa or something tomorrow maybe. I'm like, you have to be here. And she came. So everybody, let's give it up for the next recipient of the Trade of the Year, Miss Natalie Williams.
Since I was young, I said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hate us, changing look, we made it. Patient, yeah. Oh, I was patient. Now I can scream that we made it.
So we call her. This yours. It's yours. It's heavy. That's yours. So we call her Miss IWM. Cause listen, when 9/29 comes, she already hitting the buy button before the market even opens. And I don't know, like, is it going up or down? I'm in already. So anything you want to say?
First of all, we want to thank God. Without God, none of this would be possible. And while I was back there, something came to me, and I don't know if, I'm pretty sure you guys realize it right now, this is bigger than trading. That came to me, this is bigger than trading. And one of my prayers, God, order my steps. Put me in the place where you meant for me to be. And He couldn't have chosen a better place for me. And I just honor you. I thank God for you, your family, the coaches, everyone. This is a blessed place to be. Because in the trading space, it's kind of like, a cat and dog type of place. It's money, and people are very emotional about money. And you don't find God there, you don't find love there. It's just all about me and what I could get. So this is a very unusual space, and it's a place that God had specifically for Chris, So everything that he went through, this is his moment, And we're just here to support him and to love on him and love on each other and support each other and future millionaires.
Perfect. Listen, I love it. We have another one. She's not here, so but Miss Tanisha Smith. We all love Miss Tanisha Smith. She was the next trader. She's not here, so it's fine. She's the Trader of the Year recipient. So everyone, and let's give it up for all of the Trader of the Year. Clap it up for CYC. Oh, listen, those are heavy swords, man. It's crazy. So we're gonna have just a little chat with everybody and just have a conversation. And where you get that bag from? You still ain't told me. I know that. Okay. All right, sorry. Anyway, but no. So everybody got a mic. So I want to start with Ty and Ty. You and Keisha, Marquisha been there. Ty and Keisha been there with me the longest. Just tell me, like, being up here right now, to seeing that you all have accomplished as much as you accomplished, what's that feeling?
I mean, it's unreal. We posted a picture a couple weeks ago. It was a picture of me and Tyler. We were probably like 18 years old, 19. And underneath it, it's an old picture. It had resurfaced, and Chris, he's like, how does it feel, or did you know back then you were gonna be a billionaire? And I'm like, no, like I didn't, you don't think about those kind of things. But what that has taught me is that anything is possible, as long as you keep your faith. Because like you always have faith and you always have fear. And a lot of times we let fear overcome us and we don't go for the things that we want. And I know that was true for us for so long. We let fear, keep us from stepping out on faith and keep us from starting entrepreneurship and keep us from investing in ourselves. But once we realized and we started taking these classes with Chris, like he said, the 5 businesses in 5 days and all of that, we realized that faith is way more powerful and faith is going to take you so much more. So now we live by that motto of, it's always, excuse me, always faith over fear. Thank you. But the thing about it, it is. Go ahead, Billy. Okay, so.
Watch it. Okay. Y'all hear me? Okay. All right. So for me, y'all, it's gonna be like keep that faith, but you always gotta invest in yourself also. Not just invest in yourself, but you gotta execute, right? And for us, that's what we are, executors. Before we even started this business, we already knew we was executors. We just needed the information. So keep that faith, and like I say, just keep executing.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, like it's just a thing of when you find a mentor, and by mentor I mean somebody who actually wants to see you grow. Because there are people out here who say they're mentors, but they're really not. They're just there they'll tell you the things at surface level, but they're not gonna really invest into you. By that, I mean they're praying with you, praying for you, they're talking to you. There's a lot of programs we hear about, you can't even talk to the person. You might see them on the screen and that's it. But with Chris, y'all have seen that firsthand. He talks to every single person. You see, and that's what it is. You have to realize that investing in yourself, you can't go wrong. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't, like Chad said, I don't care how much it costs. You do it because that's one thing that you can't get back. Like we always talk about the S&P 500, but you have to remember that the S&P 500 is going to be that one thing that nobody can take away from you. So you have to believe in yourself and keep going at all given times.
Good stuff, good stuff. And Chad, let me ask you a question, man. So when did it flip for you? Because I didn't know where you came from, Chad. You start talking about that, and I'm like, who is this brother talking for real? So when did that flip, that switch hit, and when did you start feeling that confidence, and how did you build that confidence?
I mean, for me, it was just learning the different strategies. I know, a lot of you guys, you get in this class and you spend the money and you feel like, okay, I gotta make this money like right now. I gotta get this back. I'm gonna do this. So you just start doing things that just unorthodox. So for me, I do a step-by-step process. I'm in IT, so that's just how my brain works. So every strategy that comes about, I practice it one at a time, and I just keep doing it over and over. So for supply and demand, that's how I make most of my money, off of one ticker, CrowdStrike, right? And I made my money back for the actual class. And then we got into market structure. I thought I knew market structure, and I met this one guy named Joe. I had 180-some people in the class, and Joe said, Chad, why'd you get in, Chad? Why you did that? What's going on? I said, JT, who is this guy? Embarrassed me in front of all these people. But you know something? I needed that, right? I mean, I know we all learn in different ways, but that young man there somehow struck a chord with me to make me say, okay, all right, I'm about to lock in. So I had to give up one thing that I love for a good 3 months, and I locked in. I said the next time he asks me a question about market structure or anything about my trade, I'm going to tell him exactly when I'm getting in, getting out, the whole 9 yards. And that's what I did. I focused, right? I was in class every day. You have to be in the mindset of that. You have to chart. You have to do all the things that they're asking you to do. This is a 12-month program. This is not a 2-week program. It's not a 1-month, 2-month program. You have to stay the course, and everybody's not going to learn in the same pace, right? You stay on your journey. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, right? Focus on you And you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. So,
I love that. I told you, you don't know if Joe your homeboy or your worst enemy. I'm like, Joe, are you mad at me, bro? We was just cool a second ago. But Miss Natalie, so that moment, right? You know, that moment when the video went the opposite direction and you wanted it to go, right? What was those emotions and those feelings? Oh, you got a mic?
I said to myself, I can't believe you did something so dumb. Like, how could you do that? So I swung their earnings. So that's what happened. At that time, I didn't know that you can do a straddle, you know, do the put and the call. I did the put. So I lost $4,000. Man, that thing hit me in the gut. I cried the ugly cry. I called Chris. I said, nah, man, I just suck at this. I don't think this is gonna work for me. And as I said, you know, he just poured life into me. He said, you can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. Let's work on a plan and let's catch up, you know, in a few weeks and see how you're doing. So I'm like, okay, let me look for a stock, then stick on this one stock and learn this thing. And that's how I found IWM. And man, I just studied that thing, you know, and I made that money back 4 times, I think, in one day. And so I called him and I said, I made it, Chris. He's like, wait, I thought it was supposed to be 6 months. I say, I can't wait. That hurt too much. I need to get my joy back. So, you know, just sticking with the trading plan, like, I think that's the most, you know, that's the thing that's gonna work the most. You have the trading plan, don't go against the plan, don't go against the trend, don't hope. Hope is not a strategy. So, you know, take in all the information that the coaches are giving, put the work in, and I believe in all of us, we're gonna make it.
I love it. I'm gonna come back to Chad. Chad, what does it feel like now? Like, so, what does it feel like to know that you can wake up every morning and you have the opportunity to, you can make money, you can lose money, but you have that opportunity and you understand and know what you're doing. What does it feel like? How do you feel when you walk into a room now? How do you feel when you go by your day-to-day activities? How do you feel when you look out there and you say, oh, I can get that if I want to. I just have to do X, Y, Z. What does that feel like?
you mean push the button? No, it's amazing. I feel like when I get on those charts, I don't care what time of the day, night, whatever the case it is, I feel like I can go in there and make money. It's just a beautiful thing to have that level of confidence. And for me to go to Thailand for 2 weeks and take my laptop, you know, I wouldn't expect doing trading, but to trade and make a quick $583 in 15 minutes and go on about my business, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. That really is. That is a blessing. So to be able to do that to this day, for something I didn't think I can do a year and a half ago, hey man, that's just simply amazing.
I love it. I'm gonna pose that same question to you, Miss Natalie. How does it feel with your current state, right? How does it feel to know that you have the ability to go into the market and make money, and that money is money you can use in your real life, everyday life?
Right. I think for me, because I've kind of put a lot of people on my back, my family, my friends, everything that I learn, I pour it back. Everything, much is given, much is required. And this is something that I'm teaching my friends and family for free. Everything that I've learned, I'm pouring it back into them. And now to seeing them take it, you know, to another step, you know what I mean? So it's like you're seeing growth in this, like what you learn, if you're not able to pass it on, what good is it? It's all about you. So knowing that I could get in the market and make quite a bit of money, in a small amount of time, like that still blows my mind. Like I can't get used to this because, you know, I used to do, not I used to, I still do real estate, and I used to have to wait a whole year to get my check. You know, so to know that you can make this money so quick and it's consistent, you know, you stay consistent, it stays consistent with you. And most of all, God, like we can't do none of this without Him. And yeah.
I love it. And Ty and Keisha, so you all like, you can't say Ty without saying Keisha. It's like you can't say Keisha without saying Ty. So it's like this normal, Ty and Keisha. You all are a married couple. So me and my wife one time, we had a boat business together, right? Me and my wife and Stu G, my partner back there. And we, this is when I told my wife, I'd never go into business with you ever again, right? So we was talking about getting, putting some speakers into the boat. Me and Stu, like, yeah, let's do it. And my wife was like, nah, we shouldn't do it. So Stu had to go home. I had to stay at the house with my wife the whole time to keep this whole argument going on. And we argued about speakers in the boat. I say, never again. Never again when we have a business together, right? But nah, I was messing around, but nah, I'm serious. But Ty and Keisha, they do everything together. How does it feel to be able to work with your wife? Like, they've been together since high school, right? So how does that feel? And how do y'all do it?
Thank y'all. I mean, it's a blessing, right? But like you say, Chris, you know, you're gonna have them moments where you're gonna bump heads. Like we always say though, you just gotta pretty much know what hat to wear, right? You gotta know when to be the CEO or the employee or somebody, or we just gotta know when to be Keisha and Ty. But the thing about it, who gonna be the CEO that day? But most of the time, Keisha is the CEO.
Absolutely. When I get on the phone call, when Ty starts saying something, next they know Keisha start talking, Ty like, I won't hear Ty for the next 10, 15 minutes.
It's truly a blessing though, like just doing everything with my wife, my best friend, you know what I'm saying, like just everything we've been through, and just to be at this point today, it is, y'all, it's amazing. It's amazing, and it's truly a blessing.
And for me, Chrissy, I got your back. You was right about the speakers, I'm sure. But no, it truly is a blessing. Like I said, being able to work with the person that you love the most, who you can trust the most, that's what makes it like a big difference in it. Because like when you go into business with somebody, I'm not gonna say random, but just a partner, you don't always know their true intentions sometimes, right? But when you with your spouse, you know them better than anything, you know. And like I said, the hardest part is like figuring out who's bossing that day, who's doing what, trying to keep each other on track. So that's probably the hardest part. But the other thing about it is like you love that person, so you know you want to see the best in each other. So you're gonna go hard because you're like, this is how we eat, this is how we live. So it ain't no slacking in that part. So you have to make sure that both of y'all are giving 100%, not 50-50, but 100-100 every single day.
And y'all, the only time I really become the CEO, really like, well, I ain't gonna say the only time, but when she show up in my workplace with that bonnet on,
I love it. I love it. Everybody, let's give it up for all the recipients this year. I want y'all to know that I truly appreciate you all, and it's amazing what you all are doing. And I just want to say, keep it up. And I look forward to y'all moving forward. Appreciate y'all. He said she had a bonnet on. That's crazy.